In a game like Fallout, you can be almost anyone you want to be. Most people prefer to be a strong main character type. Some like to be villains of the story, others like to be heroes of the story. Some are there just for the fun of killing. But what if I wanted to be as bland and simple as an unbaked potato? Can you beat Fallout 4 with no special or perks? I know what you're thinking. You have to assign special points. Fear not, young one, for I, the master of looking up console commands online, shall deal with this problem in due time. Everyone made it on the platform this time, unfortunately. I was hoping they'd stay up so I could eat their cooked flesh later. I became as close to Vanilla Ice as I ever will, and I hated every second of it. Finally escaping Vanilla's grasp, I left the vault without attacking anything, mainly because I forgot I could attack them, but also because I still have special stats. This box decided it would rather have a seizure than let me inside it. Same thing happens with most women I meet. Once I made it to the surface, I managed to fiddle around with as many console commands as possible until I finally managed to lower all my specials to 1. I'd say his catchphrase, but I'll never be him. I spoke to Codsworth, as in this playthrough I wanted to stick as close to the main storyline as possible, rather than going through it as fast as possible. Me and Cods decided to roleplay as Billy the Exterminator and his trusty sidekick. I was the sidekick. Too bad I can't put a black leather trench coat on Cods. Then he'd really fill the role. After the roleplay got too lore unfriendly, Billy would never not kiss his sidekick after a good extermination, I went to Concord, where I found many emos trying to kill the only black person I've met thus far. Therefore, they are racist. Once they were all dealt with on the outside, I leveled up. My initial intention was to play at level 1 with no special or no perks. But as it turns out, Bethesda doesn't want you lowering your own level. Why have fun your way when you can have fun the Bethesda way? Anyways, I had to penetrate the insides and shoot wildly till all the screaming stopped. I became Iron Man and sniped this emo on the roof with a minigun. The Deathclaw stood no chance after I turned my vibrator up to full power. He's dead now, and Lightning McQueen went flying. Carrying on, Preston rewarded me with the least he could, and ran off to Sanctuary where I followed him. It goes without saying that I'm siding with the Minutemen. I want to have fun and be free, and the Minutemen are the most fun faction. You get to kill with freedom, and if I get prosecuted because of my killings, then this isn't the America I want for my children. Bring back the dueling laws, Biden. Back at base, Preston told me his sob story about everyone dying. He says it's sad, I say it's freedom. The next Minute mission had me steal these settlers' Tatos. After that, I had to valiantly kill more raiders in a desperate attempt to woo my dream girl. One day, Luna, you will be mine. Less fictional character simping, more settlement building. I lied. I'm in Diamond City, where there's only one small problem. They are racist towards ghouls. Luckily, though I feel dead inside, I'm no ghoul, so the vendors will still sell to me. Despite my previous statements about speedrunning, I went to steal Kellogg's key early in the game, mainly because it's easier now and I don't have to deal with a blonde-haired bimbo. I finally decided to return to that settlement I stole from, and told them there were no raiders, they were just high as balls. Fun fact, I actually didn't know this until about a week ago, you can scrap these radiation barrels at the Starlight Theater so there's no more radiation in your settlement. Unfortunately, that does mean the settlers will have more room for activities. With a trusty stick in my hand, I entered the National Guard training thingy. There were ghouls in there that needed to be executed for their crime of living on the same planet as me. Those bastards killed me. This time, I used the power of lasers and prayer to kill the Green Man. Preston told me he was ready to take the castle, but I'm not, so onto the main story I go. While I go at killing the Triggermen, I have a confession to make. I used ChatGPT today. No, none of it made it into my script. I did it purely for my own entertainment. I even got it to write a script for me to use. Now, of course, I'm not going to use it. However, one day, in the distant future, I'm going to make a video where me and a few friends are going to get together and get ChatGPT to make a few skits for us. And we'll do them and see how fun it may or may not be. Now that I've told you all that, back to the original broadcast. I found the physical embodiment of ChatGPT, he goes by Nick now. I found a pretty neat 10mm pistol on some loser who died not too long ago. I used it a lot down here. Skinny didn't stand a chance. I turned him, his girl, and his goons into Swiss cheats by sending them to Switzerland. At least I think that's where we go when we die, and you have no proof otherwise. I had a pleasant conversation about a traumatic experience I had that happened to me like 3 days ago or something. Nick wanted to look at a new apartment he was interested in, but the rent was too high. Me and Dogmeat went to track down the deed owner so that way we can get the homeless man a nice loving box, because I'm stealing the apartment and not sharing it with him at all. Freddy Fazbear decided to show up and try to fazz all over me. This robot was dying, and I felt nothing. Call me cold, but at the end of the day, it's an unfeeling robot. It's far colder than I'll ever be. Before I entered Fort Hagen, though, I got myself a new toy, and all it cost me was literally everything. I got to test my new pea shooter in the confines of the fort. While I was fond of it, anyone within a 5-meter radius of my shots were not, as they would lose their limbs and maybe, even worse, their dignity. As soon as I saw him, I blew Kellogg into Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. He's now sent to the land of awkward dialogue and old graphics. After taking a piece of his brain to snack on later, I met Amari, who ruined that snack idea and instead gave me a glorified cutscene. Rather than go find my stupid son, I'm retaking the castle for the Minutemen, because they actually matter to me. Eugene Krabs wasn't too happy that we messed with his kids. I hope he introduces me to Robert though. I'd love an autograph. Something tells me he doesn't like me. I got revenge for that stunt. No SpongeBob autograph for me, I guess. I set up a radio beacon so that way Ronnie could show up and I'm not stuck wondering why I can't progress the story. The glowing sea looks a bit weird at night. It's missing that radiant glow that Jesse Pinkman had in the hit show Breaking Bad. Beast Boy aged poorly. I had to swim to green tech genetics like the peasant I am. If only I took the mere seconds to discover its location earlier. I was absolutely blasting faces in the green place. These silly guys just kept fainting for how much I blasted them. This joke wasn't funny. I'm sorry. I also did a silly. I saved at the worst possible moment, mere seconds before I got blasted by a dude with a missile launcher. It was painful to reload a save and die only seconds after being birthed into this cruel world. Don't worry though, he's dead now, as will you be soon. Spray and Pray killed everyone in the room with the Courser, which includes the Courser of course. A super mutant with a missile launcher helped me with my Joe Swanson cosplay. Thanks man. I used my most trusted baseball bat to exterminate the ghouls in the church. Now I am Billy the Exterminator. I showed my mercy to the railroad by thinking for a moment that I might not kill them. Then I remembered my last playthrough. They didn't last too long after that. I personally decoded the Courser chip and began working on the teleporter. I can't put it off any longer. I had to meet my son. Blah. I forgot it wasn't my custody week, so I sent him to his mother. There was surprisingly little resistance on the way out. I told Preston that the Institute was dead to me. He said he hates them too, and now we're starting a garage band together. Ronnie was at the castle, and I was able to do the old guns quest without issue for once. Except her spawning on the wrong side of the door like the dumbass she is. I donned a new outfit, one fit for a king, or a general I guess. I stubbornly walked my over-encumbered ass to the workshop rather than just dropping my junk. I ended up dropping it anyway. After test firing their artillery, I was tasked with defending the castle. The synth came at us like your father probably comes at your mother. If your parents are divorced, then I'm sorry, but you're not allowed to get that joke. I threw an artillery signal grenade, but it didn't matter because the artillery people are lazy fucks who don't care about defending their freedom. The underwhelming forces of the Institute were a huge challenge for someone with no special and skills. You know, when I was playing this, I kind of forgot that that was the challenge, because the game felt practically no different. I started the Institute's space program. You have a lot of work to do there. I don't know what this guy's problem was, but he just crawled at me menacingly. I made sure this Courser couldn't retreat and see his family again. It's finally time to end the Institute. I made sure to kill every synth, turret, scientist, whatever I could, just to get the sweet satisfaction of feeling their synthetic blood on my face. This guy defied all logic. Due to all known laws of aviation, he should not have been able to do that. I strapped the Institute's generator with an IED and made sure that no one would remember them, not even their families. And then, I beat Fallout 4 with no special or skills. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. It's very much appreciated. If you didn't like the video, please tell me what I could do better for my next video. If you have any challenge ideas, please let me know and I just might do them. Once again, thank you all and have a wonderful day.